Hey everyone, welcome back to the Life in Frame channel. I am Reed. I just got a dash. Let's see what this is. We're going to be dashing today. Today's Saturday. I signed it up around 5:30. I've already done a dash. I'm just kind of coming in later. We got one here for Alfonso's Mexican food. It's $16.25, 11 miles. Takes me down to the south side of town, which I'm not crazy about, but I think I'm going to go ahead and accept it. Alright, we'll go ahead and get started here. A couple things since last time I was talking to you all. Oh wow, the order's already done too, which will be nice. Anyway, a couple things that have happened since last we spoke. I had my 1000th dash, which was great. It was, got a nice phone call, bouquet of flowers, and a $20 gift certificate, which is a total lie. They did absolutely nothing for my 1000th dash. I just noticed it, but it was memorable, and it wasn't memorable for a good reason. It was memorable because I had some kind of weird stuff happen with a customer. I went to go pick up some sodas at a 7-Eleven, like 4 Cokes and 1 Dr. Pepper, right? So I head over there, pick them up. It's kind of unusual, though, at the 7-Eleven. The lady had all the sodas out on the counter behind her. She went over, picked them up, put them in the bag in front of me. It's kind of like a little more theatrical than it needed to be, really. But she did that. And then I headed over to the gentleman's house after having the sodas in my front seat. And handed them off to the guy. But before I leave, I handed them directly to him. Before I leave, I hear him say, "Oh, well, this isn't right," or "uh-oh," or something like that. I turned around, "Is everything okay? Did you get what you needed?" He said, "No, I'm missing a soda. I only got 4 sodas." And, I had my back to him and had got back to the door when I heard him, say, "uh-oh." So I said, "Okay, well, let me go look in the car real quick. It's possible one got away from me and I didn't see it, and maybe it's rolling around on the floor." So I went over to my car, checked it out real thoroughly. Of course, no soda. So I go back and tell the guy, "Well, I'm so sorry. That's everything they gave me. I would just go ahead and report one missing and have them refund you one of the sodas." So that ended the whole thing. But it was just really weird because I distinctly remember the lady putting 5 sodas into the bag. Now, I could be wrong. Maybe my memory isn't, accurate. And she only put 4 in, and I saw 5, and I read the delivery instructions or delivery, specifications that said 5 sodas. So I could have maybe said, "Oh yeah, I saw a bunch of sodas go in a bag and just thought it was 5. But I swear I saw 5 go in because of the way she did it. She picked up 4, stuck them in the bag, and put the 5th one in the center, right? She hands them to me. So I'm like, well, this soda didn't just disappear. It's not in my car. I checked all over thoroughly. Even after I left, I checked again. No soda. So it's like, was this guy just trying to rip me off for a soda? I mean, how dumb, right? Or is it possible that I didn't really get 5 sodas and it's a memory error? Very possible also. I don't know. I guess we'll just never know. But it was just so unusual to have somebody at the front door notice immediately when I hand them a bag of something that something's missing, and before you can leave the door, they're telling you they're missing something. So I don't know. I don't know if the guy was full of it. Maybe he just wanted to see if he could get some free stuff. But that was my 1000th order. And I also remember my first order, believe it or not. My first order was a pickup from Safeway to drop off in another town. I wasn't even in the same city I'm in right now. And it was $35, which was great. I remember being super excited. It's like, wow, is this how Doordash is going to be? $35 to pick up groceries and drop them off. It was also memorable because the address was wrong. So I was going like outside of town where I was, and it ended up being the wrong location. I had to call the customer to get the right address and then go. So, and that's not unusual. It seems like a lot of times on my first whatever it is, my first gig economy job, there's always some problem. I'm trying to remember if it happened. That's definitely the case with Spark. I remember my first Spark order. I went to a store, and something was canceled, or there was a problem with it where the payment didn't work or something weird. The whole thing got canceled, and that was my first Spark order. And that Spark was always terrible. So I just kind of set that down not long after having that bad experience. I think Uber Eats was okay. I don't remember my first Uber Eats order being a disaster. But my first DoorDash was a disaster, and my 1000th DoorDash was just like a mystery. You know, it was really strange. So anyway, that was notable. By the way, if you're tuning back into the channel, kind of wondering what happened with the job stuff, I'm going to try to keep this brief, but that other interview at 10 o'clock was a first round interview where they're trying to screen me out. I said, hey, what's going on? You were supposed to get back to me. I've already been screened and talked to an interviewer. That didn't end up working out. You know, it sounds like they wanted someone who wasn't going to try to also sell solar with the roots, which is understandable. And I thought it was weird that they didn't remember they had already screened me and interviewed me. And then they tried it again after that call, you know, and it's basically parting ways. And she's saying, oh, I thought your name sounded familiar. I get another interview request. Now it's for, you know, a senior roofing position, but it's still like, what's going on, you know? And then I got another notification before that saying they looked at my interview like it was the first time or something. So I don't know, that company was just like not good stuff. So I'm gonna pass on that. I did apply to a couple other companies, but for now we're just gonna be doing DoorDash, Uber Eats, and I put down Spark. I'm not really doing that, but I did pick up Grubhub this last week, interestingly. So the wait list opened up. I went ahead and applied. They're supposed to be sending me the Grubhub bag. It looks like I got a schedule, so I actually have not scheduled any time yet, but I will give it a try and see how Grubhub compares, if it pays any better. So maybe I should do a video on Grubhub. I actually don't see a lot of content around Grubhub. I always see it on Uber Eats or DoorDash, which are the most popular two. But I mean, if Grubhub's slower but they pay better, that could be a nice filler app you could put between doing Uber Eats or DoorDash. So that might be something we check out in a future video. I'll have to set up a time window, maybe it looks like the evenings are open a lot of times, and we'll see how that compares per order. And I'm not under the impression that I'm going to get as many orders as like DoorDash or Uber Eats, but if the orders are of good quality and I'm getting paid better, that would certainly be a staple filler app that I could put in when I'm doing DoorDash or something. Another interesting development in our market since we've talked last, they've switched now to the Silver, Gold, and Platinum Dasher in my market. So I am a Platinum Dasher officially now. I noticed that it did actually spell out that you would be getting better order offers, whereas just being a Preferred Dasher actually did not say that when I was looking at the perks. So interesting. I mean, and I'll say this, I have rejected less offers since being moved over to Platinum Dasher. So that's brand new for our market. If DoorDash is watching this, you know, I guess good job on the update for the driving app. It is good, but like one of the annoying things that the new driving directions do is that when you're going to a place like I'm picking up here from Alfonso's, it will give you the entire address, zip code, and everything of the place you're supposed to go. And then when you get there, it repeats the whole thing again. You don't need the address when you're going to a restaurant. You just need need the location. It's not hard to find the Safeway or the restaurant you're going to. It's the customer's home you need the address for, you know, not the restaurant. All right, we picked up the order, and no drink holders on this one, so I just had to use the cup holders in the car. I always love having drink holders, even if it's just 2 drinks, because you can buckle it into your seat and saves you some room on the center console for your own drink if you're bringing one. So, but I made it work. We got a large drink in a liter bottle, or not liter, I think it's a 16 ounce, one of these guys. But you can put those in upside down in the small drink holder and they'll stay. So I usually try to stay away from the south side of town whenever possible, and try to head up more like north side or west side, which tend to be better. Even the east side I would say is better. It's kind of a more mixed neighborhood, you know. South side, generally I think people who have a little lower income. So tips, you probably will get more orders, but you maybe won't get orders that are going to tip as well. So there's that. Anyway, we'll head over there, we'll drop off and see what we get next. So I dropped out that order. It was nice and quick. Beautiful day out. Everybody's out at the pool. So that was nice. It didn't take quite as long as I thought either, but maybe it's just because I'm making a video, so time's going a little bit faster for me. Anyway, I went ahead and put my dash on pause, and I'm moving back over to the territory I normally like to work in. which is actually a hot zone today too. Interestingly, it usually isn't considered a hot zone. So I guess this is a very busy Saturday, but I'm not surprised. Anyway, the reason I'm leaving is there's a military base right near that part of town, and I've actually had an order there before that takes you on the base, and if you don't have a pass already or you don't have authorization to go on base, you're not going to get one going to the gate. They're just going to be like, sorry. And I actually had a problem one time picking up a pizza, trying to explain to customer support, hey, can you unassign me from this order? You can't get onto the military base, if you don't already have a pass. And the lady I talked to didn't understand. I don't think she was from the U.S. I think this was like overseas support. So I had to unassign and have it hit against my acceptance rate. And she's like, well, can you go, complete the order, go to the gate and, have them reject you? I'm like, why would I do that? The people are going to want their food. They've already told me here at this Pizza Hut, I think it was, that if you don't have authorization, you're not going to be able to go on base. And it says that even in this particular territory you would sign up for on Doordash, it says right on it for the military base, you can't get a guest pass. You really have to already have authorization. So anyway, I just went ahead and unassigned. When she told me that, I was like, I was calling you to tell you that was an issue, and now you're asking me, can I complete the order? We've already been through that. Why are you even bringing this back up? Without trying to be too argumentative or rude or anything like that. But yeah, it didn't really do me any good. But I didn't have a customer review from her. Probably wouldn't have been a very good review for her. If she just said, oh, I understand and there's nothing I can do about it, that's different. But that's not what she said. She was like denying there was a problem. I'm like, yes, there's a problem. And I'm trying to explain it to you, but you're not getting it, So I guess I'll unassign and go to the next one. And that's what I ended up doing. Okay, we're back in our territory, and we just got our next order, which was $6 for picking up Chinese food. It's a place called Coal Mine Dragon. And in my experience, this is the best place to pick up from. They always have the food ready when you go in there. I've never gone in there and had to wait, which I love. And it's only a 1.7 mile trip, and a lot of that will be getting over there. So very happy about this order. All right, well, that was a quick pickup. As always, they were right on it, and I didn't have to wait but like 30 seconds. And we're almost at the drop-off point, too. Whoops, which makes us even better. This new tech is amazing, man. I remember trying to make videos, over 10 years ago when you had like a flip camera and everything was like standard def and shaky and terrible. You had to have like a steady cam. And now you can buy a camera like this for, very little money and come out with a, superior product. All right, that was such a quick drop-off that I didn't even get a chance to record some B-roll for it. But the lady basically flagged me down as their neighbor's dog went crazy. Fortunately, didn't get me as the neighbor was out there holding on to its leash. But anyway, quick drop-off. Didn't die, didn't get attacked by dogs. Always a plus. We did get another offer. Another Coal Mine Dragons. I don't know if you can see that. This one is $7.25 for 2.8. I'll take it. Like I said, I love that place. I would deliver those orders all day long. As quick in and out, quick turnaround is fantastic. All right, as always, we were in and out immediately to pick up that order. And did you see that? That's the biggest order and most unusual order I've ever gotten, as it was in a half cut off box. Yeah, I've never gotten something like that before, where it's like they give it to you in a half cut off box, or almost like a crate style box. And actually it's kind of nice. Like something like that would be nice to have in the car for orders that are big and you don't get something like that for. You just like use some of these boxes, and then the customer has a nice way to get all their food. As this is a ton of food, this would have been like way too much. You would have had to take several bags. But half open box, this is a first for that. Now I'm not sure if that's like kosher for DoorDash, is none of the stuff is sealed up, and normally they want to give it to you in like a sealed bag. And I think it's a little sketch that it's all open like this with containers, and the containers don't have like seals or anything on them. But we'll take it. Hopefully there won't be a complaint, and we'll just appreciate the box, But I can understand why people don't trust people, you know. I have my own trust issues, and so having like someone show up from Doordash with a box of food that's exposed, not great, you know. Probably not how they're supposed to be doing it. But they don't know that this is going to be up on YouTube soon. So they're just like making it work with this half a box. Looks like we're going to end up heading towards town, which is great. I hate it when they take me out of the territory and then I got to like either end the dash and start a new one or switch territories or something like that. So I probably won't be able to show this on camera, but I get to that house and this little girl, she's probably like 4 years old, is running up to the car. And she's all excited, and I open the door, and she's like, Chinese food! And so I step out. She actually jumps into my car and grabs a fortune cookie out of the box with like one little thing of, you know, Chinese food in a white box. And she runs out. I had to like kind of coax her out. I'm like, okay, I got to get the box. Come out of the car. And then the two ladies that were at the house came over and grabbed the box for me. But I just thought it was so cute. She was so excited about Chinese food. She would like ran out of her house and like into my car, grabbed the fortune cookie. I'm sure that's what she was really excited about, and the box of China, one of the little boxes, and like took off with it. But anyway, yeah, I was like, this is the first time I've ever seen DoorDash delivered in an open box, but it's the first time for everything. Okay, we got a McDonald's order. It's $5, 1.8 miles. I'm gonna go and take it because McDonald's is just as good as the Coal Mine Dragons. It's always fast, quick turnaround. There's no waiting like you do at Taco Bell or KFC where you could be waiting 15, 20 minutes. They're usually quick. You know, you might have to wait a couple minutes, but you're not going to be waiting 15, 20 minutes for an order. So not a $6 order. We're still down at $5 and $4.50, but hopefully the speed on this will make up for the low value. We'll be done with this in no time at all. Anyway, here we are at the McDonald's. Okay, so as always, it was quick and easy to pick up the order from McDonald's. I went in, gave them the numbers like you always do at McDonald's, and they had it ready right away.
Turn right onto King Street.
So far, man, I'll say like since they went over to Platinum Dasher from Preferred Dasher, it's just been better orders. I don't know if there was maybe, you know, a little transfer time or something where things were, everybody's getting the same orders on the Preferred Dash, but I haven't got as many terrible, you know, orders that are upside down and stuff like that recently. You know, still got a couple, but my percentage is going up. It's not coming down since they switched over to the Platinum Dash system. So maybe there's more Gold Dashers, you know, that used to be preferred, but now they're Gold instead of being Platinum. Because you got to have over 100 deliveries in the month prior or up until that point to be considered a Platinum Dasher. Looks like we're almost here. Just looking at the instructions on the visual. I'm turning down the voice because she just talks way too much now. And I think a lot of it just has to do, like I said, with little things like saying the entire address twice when you go to your pickup location. You don't need to say anything, just like go to Safeway. You know, people aren't getting lost at Safeway. They're getting lost when they're trying to deliver the groceries to the person's house. Most of the time, there might be some circumstances where, like, you have a little restaurant, you're not sure which one it is, or it's like a ghost restaurant and the real name of the restaurant's not on the building. Then I could see actually needing the address or something if you have a little confusion in that realm. But 99 or, you know, 95% of the time, you're not going to be confused about where you're going to pick up the food from. You're going to be confused about where you're dropping it off at, you know. So you can cut out all the extra annoying chatter from the voice directions on that part, and that would be an improvement. So that's a suggestion if you're trying to figure it out, or at least have a toggle option where, like, hey, I don't need the full address twice when I go to a place to pick up. Let me toggle that feature off where it just says go to Safeway or go to McDonald's, and you don't need them to say all the extra stuff. Look at this. We got us a deer. Let's see if I can zoom in for you. See the deer? Pretty cool, huh? We get this here. All right, now I'm sure these people probably want their food. So we'll get off the natural wildlife feeder here and deliver this food to the person who probably is waiting for it. got that dropped off. Still sitting there on their porch, so hopefully they'll get the notice. This is not a kind of neighborhood you really got to worry too much about. I don't think someone's going to run over to their house and steal their DoorDash. I'm kind of curious, has that ever happened to any of you guys who DoorDash? Have you ever seen somebody who wasn't the owner or the person who lived at the house come over and like grab the DoorDash and run off with it? I'm sure that's got to be prevalent in like some cities. I've seen those clips on YouTube of like FedEx drivers and UPS drivers like tackling people who are trying to steal someone else's package. I gotta imagine the same thing happens with DoorDash, So what do you do in that situation? You just like record what happens maybe if you're like me and have your camera phone ready or something like that? Or, just report it, call DoorDash and say, hey, somebody ran off with your order. I mean, I don't know. Never had it happen. Hopefully I won't ever have to deal with that. So we got $5.50 McDonald's, another restaurant I like. I'm gonna go ahead and accept it. Again, like 4 good orders in a row now for places I normally accept because the order money is right and the time is right as far as what it takes, and the mileage is right. So I gotta say, man, this Platinum Dasher program seems to be better than the Preferred Dasher program, just as far as the quality of the orders I've been getting since we switched over, which has just been a couple of days. And I didn't dash yesterday, because technically it was here like on Thursday or Wednesday or something, but I took Friday off. So I'm trying to make up for that a little bit tonight. So far, we're up to $41. Not bad. I mean, we've been out here for 2 hours, so that's over $20 an hour just doing the simple math. And actually, we didn't start at 5 either. Well, it was a little after 5:30. So it's been less than 2 hours, and we're already there. So I'm liking it. I'm liking it a lot. Still early enough where we don't have to worry too much about people being drunk. It's when it gets dark here. See, in this city, one of the major downfalls of being in this part of the world, they don't do a good job of lighting up the roads, and the lines on the street, especially when it's raining out, you can hardly see them when it's pitch black out and there's no lights. You got to have your lights on bright or just be really paying attention. So, yeah, a little more dangerous here, I'd say, at nighttime on the weekend if it's cloudy and rainy. Like, not a good time to go out and dash. You probably will have some idiot who's swerving out of the lane, and he may not even be intoxicated. It might just be somebody who can't see the damn road, because I would totally get that. I mean, I have good vision and everything like that, but this place is a challenge to see the road when it's pouring out, and it's cloudy and there's no street lights on that are adequate. One of the dashes I'd like to do in the future is a morning versus evening dash. I was actually thinking about doing it today, but I didn't get up in time to do that. But I want to do like a 4-hour morning dash versus a 4-hour evening dash, and just see what the numbers compare to. Both of them being Platinum Dasher, and trying to keep everything else kind of constant, maybe work in the same area of town, and just seeing how it compares. 4 hours in the morning, like 6 to 10, I feel like that's kind of prime time for morning, and then doing like 5 to 9 in the evening. So I don't know. If you guys think that would be entertaining, let me know in the comments. Plus, if you take the time to give me a thumbs up on this video, I'd sure appreciate that. It helps get this video out to more people. I noticed this last video I had before this particular one, up to 30 views. Super appreciate it. And thank you for everybody who is subscribed, especially. I'd like to get this up to a monetized channel again. It was way back in the day, but I stopped producing on this and was working on other YouTube channels and other projects and stuff. And this vlogging channel kind of went by the wayside. But now that it has a purpose again as a DoorDashing channel, I'd love to get it up to be monetized, and then eventually do some other things too to bring in some extra income, as I hear it can be decent. All right, we are back at McDonald's. I'm going to run inside, get this order, and we'll get it delivered. Be right back. All right, it did take a little longer that time to get the order. They had a front man working the counter who had been there for the prior McDonald's order I had, and I saw him. He was there at first, but then he just vanished and disappeared, and we ended up having like 4 or 5 people waiting at the counter, all kind of staring over it in anticipation of his return from whatever happened to him. I don't know, I think it might have been explosive diarrhea or something, because he just never came back. He was gone. or maybe he had a break or something like that. But the two girls that are in there, like both making food, one of them was working the window. One of them eventually came and asked me the order, but I probably could have been done maybe 5 minutes earlier if she had just turned around and realized, people were waiting to pick up. So that was a little bit frustrating, but like I said, it's not as good as like a small restaurant like Coleman Dragon as far as quickness, but generally it's pretty good. And you wait maybe 6-7 minutes on this one. Still beats waiting 15-20 for KFC or something here. Oops. Here in this market. Sorry, I don't have you secured down as I normally do for this little blurb here. But yeah, so a little bit slower on that one, but still a good order. I'd still take another McDonald's right after that. Hopefully that guy will be done with his explosive diarrhea and we'll be back at the counter. So I don't know if you can see the directions here, but it tells you to go down this road. That road is that. I don't know if you can tell, that's a dirt road, right? Okay, so let's go back here. If you just look, you go down the street a little bit more, there's a perfectly good driveway off Fontanero. Why would anybody take a dirt road a half a mile to go do a delivery drop-off? That's stupid. I'm going to go the other way. Oh, getting a call from Doordash. It's probably the customer telling me not to go down the dirt road. Be right back. So that was the customer. He was just like, "Are you good? You seem to be lost." And I'm like, "Yeah, Doordash is trying to take me down a half-mile dirt gravel road behind your house." So I had to find my own directions. And I asked him, "So do I go this way?" And he's like, "Yeah, go that way. Don't go the way that Doordash was telling you." So I got there, dropped it off. No big deal at all. He's probably also a little perturbed because it took so long at the McDonald's. Like I said, the guy who was supposed to be up front wasn't there. Anyway, we already got our next order. It is $6.75 for 3 items. Shop and deliver on Safeway. Very low offer as far as the amount I'm used to getting on Safeway. I honestly am going to have to start rejecting these offers from Safeway, just because even though they're over my minimum, those minimums are for picking up orders from a restaurant, right? I'm almost at the same amount now for shop and delivers. Even if it's 3 items, like it takes more time to go in and pick up 3 things, check yourself out, get back in the car and drive there. And the money that I'm making now on these is not that much more. Like I said, my first order ever was $35 to pick up an order and drop it off at someone's house. And now I'm making $6.75 to shop and deliver. Doesn't make any sense. I mean, they just keep squeezing and squeezing the amount on these offers down. So I think I just have to start rejecting shop and delivers now. Unfortunately, it's not worth it anymore at $6.75. They need to bring the margin up. Honestly, it needs to always be double digits for a shop and deliver, in my opinion. Minimum should be $10 on any kind of shop and deliver. And it would be nice if we could actually set preferences in the DoorDash app to say like, hey, if it's under $10, I don't want it for anything that's a shop and deliver. Walgreens, Safeway, dollar store, General, whatever. Don't send it to me unless it's at least $10. And if it's a restaurant order, I don't want to see it if it's under $4. Pretty simple, and instead they put it on me and say, oh, you rejected it. Now it goes against your AR rating. So silly, it's juvenile, really. What they need to do is, be a grown up about it and say, these are my parameters. Here's my minimums. I don't take less than that. I already know that they're trying to squeeze you for every last dollar. So you can just make up your mind. But if there's stuff that you absolutely will reject every time, we should be able to put that into the app and not even get that order. Give me something else if you can't. Give me a shop and delivery that's under, that's not $10 or more. That's sort of how I feel about it. I don't know, what do you guys all think? If you do DoorDash, wouldn't that be nice just to have a filter that you could filter out orders that are outside of your parameters, outside of what you want to accept? I think it'd be great. And there might actually be something out there like that already, like a third-party app that can sniff the packets that come into DoorDash and just not give them to you if they're not the right order. And if that isn't a thing, it should be a thing. Somebody needs to create that, because that would be something I would put a couple dollars into for sure. We got an add-on. $9.50 for another $4.7 for 12 items for Safeway. Makes it almost like a normal order. That I will accept since we're already here at Safeway. All right, let me get to it. We were in and out of there in like 20, maybe 25 minutes. It was pretty quick for the amount of items we had. It was like a total of 18 or something items, but it seemed to go really quick. Anyway, they got new shopping carts. I thought that was kind of nice. That's what I was kind of trying to show at the beginning there. And they are not squeaky, and they worked better, and the whole store is actually looking nicer. They recently upgraded their Safeway. Well, I got another add-on order for a pizza place nearby. I decided to take it. It was $6.75. I want to pick it up real quick. It's right between the two deliveries for the groceries. The pizza successfully picked up. It was nice and quick, just like I like. This place is kind of hit and miss that I had been to, in a part of town that's really tourist heavy. So, you know, if you hit them right when all the tourists are there, you're going to be waiting 20 minutes, 15 minutes. But then sometimes you get a little break in the action. Or maybe I got the order a little later. Man, right in, they had it ready. The owner was there. And whenever the owner's there, it's always on point and they got stuff ready. It's usually when the owner's not there and it's just the regular workers that you gotta wait a while. The reason you see me waving and stuff like that, and notice I'm slowing down, is I'm in this tourist area of the city, and they have the right of way when they're on the right on the crosswalk. So you just gotta be vigilant because there's always kids and tourists walking right out in the middle of the road. Kind of like a college campus, I don't know, sort of like that on a lot of college campuses. You yield to pedestrians, same way here. We got 1.3 miles to go for this pizza delivery, and then hopefully we'll be right next to where we're going to drop off the groceries, and that will put us probably right at 9 o'clock. After much trial and tribulation, I found room 309. You would think room 309 would be on the third floor. There was no third floor. So I was super confused, as when I first got there, I noticed the bottom row was 100s. So eventually I went into the office, asked the guy at the desk, I'm like, hey, where's room 309? He's like, it's up at the front on the first floor. So I went up there, sure enough, 309. Anyway, customer was super nice and understanding. Got my signature from her, which is unusual. Normally don't have to get signatures from people, but maybe she's had issues in the past. Who knows? Anyway, I got another order right in the middle of that for KFC before I could deliver the groceries. They're still sitting in my back of my car, so I went ahead and took the KFC order. Hopefully it will be ready when I get there. These guys are notorious about being late, or having people wait 10 minutes minimum almost when you go to KFC. So I, just for fun, looked to see where the delivery address was for the grocery order, and it was 4 miles away. I would have normally jumped to that task and done it before coming here, but this is like, less than half a mile away instead of going 4 miles to get the groceries. So I'm gonna get KFC first and just hope that it's a quick order, because I don't like having people's milk and stuff in the back that needs to be chilled, and it's just sitting in my car. Fortunately, it's nighttime, so it's a little cooler than it would be during the day, but that's not cool. I actually paused my orders just because it's getting close to my end time. It's like 10 minutes till, and I don't want to keep getting orders and not be able to deliver these people's groceries. Anyway, here I am. Let's see how long it takes to get the KFC. All right. Well, we went in. It was ready within 20 seconds. I mean, she was making up the bag with the order right when I got there, so I'm glad I took this. I guess that's another little perk about nighttime shifts, is it's a little less busy in a tourist part of town than you normally get. So, and I recognize where this is going to. It's not too far away. I didn't look for the mileage compared to the grocery stop drop, but I think this is probably 1 or 2 miles and the other's 4. So I'm hoping that it is going to be in the path of where we're going to. And if you guys have stuck around this far into my video, I want to thank you for checking out the channel. Some of the music you've heard in this episode is actually music I make on Suno. I make it, well, I write the lyrics for it, and I choose the style and stuff, but Suno actually crafts the music and the lyrics. The vocalist, I should say, is all AI generated. But it's a lot of fun. I enjoy it. If I get the chance to, I'll put the link down below in the description. We successfully dropped off the Kentucky Fried Chicken. It was interesting. The lady was outside when I went to go drop this off, and she had those earbuds in that could be for talking on the phone, and she was talking at the time, but she was saying things and looking at me like she was talking to me too. It was really strange. She said, "I used to have your job. I know how irritating it can be," or something. Thanks. And I, for the life of me, I couldn't figure out if she was talking to whoever she was talking to on her phone. I think she was on the phone, or if she was actually looking at me and being sincere with me and saying, like, I used to do Doordash too. And I wasn't irritated or pissed off or anything. I was very happy to give her KFC. I said, "Hey, is this yours?" She said, "Yeah." So, "Okay, here you go, Jenny." Very nice. I wasn't irritated, but maybe she was irritated, or maybe she was irritated when she did Doordash, and she just wanted to mention that. Hopefully this isn't too dark. It's the first time I've tried this out. I mean, I know it's dark out, but I could put this on night mode. I just haven't tried night mode before, and I haven't screwed around with the settings to get that set up. But it seems like it's tracking my face okay. It lost me for a second, but you have to let me know what you think of the video quality versus like doing a phone. Wow, what a traffic jam. Just trying to leave this apartment complex. I swear to God, there's like 6 or 7 cars passing me right now, and one in front of me. All right, actually, we need to turn right. I was about to turn left. See, it was good. It was good. It slowed me down. Let me look at the directions. And fortunately, this place for the groceries is like right across the street from KFC people. So it did work out in the end. And it's just a little after 9 right now, so it won't be too egregious as far as being indifferent to my time. Anyway, last delivery, and then we'll do the wrap up. Let's take a look at today's breakout. Today's the 17th. So we started at 5:21 officially. We ended at 9:10. During this time, we were active for 3 hours and 19 minutes. Our DoorDash pay was $29.75, and our door tips was $73. So that means we made $102.75. That is really good for the short amount of time we worked, I think. Well, 3 hours and 19 minutes according to them. I would just call it 4 hours, because you do prep work and stuff. But even 4 hours divided by 102 is still 25 an hour, you know. So, you know, night dashing, it's always been a winner. This is a little bit better than normal. I don't know if that has to do with it being part of the Platinum program. Let me turn on the air here. I don't know if the Platinum rank is helping, but it certainly seems like my orders are better. I didn't have any orders tonight that I rejected. I think they were all good ones. All McDonald's, all Coal Fire Dragon, you know, Safeway. I like all those. I didn't have, the only one that was, well, the only 2 that were questionable was KFC and the pizza place I had. And I guess Subway wasn't great either, but everything else, but all those ended up being good. I didn't wait for any of them. Where sometimes you do. So it just shows you sometimes everything just kind of works and flows well for a decent evening dash. Normally $102, I probably would have had to work like 5 or 6 hours easily to make that. So this is promising. I like this. This is an improvement. If they really are giving preferential treatment now to Platinum Dashers, I feels more like it, more than when I was in the preferred program. I remember saying on camera in the last video, is it even worth being a preferred Dasher if they're not giving you the better orders? But on this new Platinum and Gold and Silver, it looks like Platinum Dashers actually do get the preferred orders. So no Taco Bell, thank God. I hated Taco Bell orders. Maybe I just got lucky tonight, but I didn't have to deal with that. And other restaurants that are generally a problem that you wait a long time at. So love it. Anyway, that's going to do it for this video. Hopefully it wasn't too long and winding as far as my dialogue to you guys. But it seems like DoorDashing is getting better. Like I said, I'm going to try some Grubhub here in the near future. And I also want to try a video where we do morning 4-hour dash versus evening 4-hour dash at like 6 to 10 versus 5 to 9 or something like that. Anyway, that's it. Thank you so much. As a reminder, again, if you haven't thumbs up the video, please do that. It helps me out a lot. And hopefully you've enjoyed this first evening dash I've done on video. Normally it's just daytime or morning or tips or something like that, but evening dash is where it's at still. You know, morning dash has been good, but I've never had a $25 an hour morning dash. $20 at the earlier time was the best, but maybe that will change if I start at 6, so we'll see. Thanks, guys. I'll see you in an upcoming video. Bye-bye.